Hey there everybody, welcome back to another video. This is Devlog 1 of the project that I'm currently working on, and I guess we're getting somewhere. After the first devlog, I started getting busier, so I didn't have much time to work on it. But the first thing I did was quickly work on the inventory, which kind of looked like this at first, with a little UI for rewards that you'd get for completing a dungeon or claiming a chest, but chests aren't in the game yet, so. And then I actually added the claiming rewards after a dungeon has been defeated, because otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. Which looks like this. Of course, everything is a prototype draft right now, and even after I spent some time and polished the inventory, it's still only a prototype, so keep that in mind. Well, then I also added artifact. Before I get to that real quick, let me explain the idea first. So, I basically thought of this idea by myself, where your entire gear consists of 5 different artifacts, and each one you equip will give you different stats. Each artifact will have one main stat and one main substat. And then you have the substat. These are RNG based and completely random, with thoughts in the future to add like variability and weights to them. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Here's the artifact inventory for now. It's just a quick draft, of course. As you can see, each artifact has a different stat. And then I wanted to polish my combat, so first thing I thought of was the animations. As you can see, they aren't the best, so I tried animating some new ones.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
And, well, anyway, I was so devastated and I became depressed for 3 years after that crappy animation. I went to my old unfinished game to admire some of the other trashy animations, which made me even more depressed for another 5 years. So what other option is there than just saying, never mind? I just said I'll save the animations for later, and then I worked on some hit feedback. I also created this new, better health bar, as you can see. Then I spent the best of almost a week and a half just reworking the combat system, almost 4 times, because I was never satisfied with how I made it. It was first hard-coded, which was really bad. Then I moved into like data-driven combat, which kind of looks like this, or looked like this. And this system was actually pretty nice because it allowed me to create abilities just through data, as you can see, just type it in the table. But this also was very limited as I couldn't create new features unless I hard-coded them in. So then I moved into this new system, which is so far my favorite, but I don't doubt that I won't rework this a million more times. Anyway, my major combat changes was the implementation of posture. Now each enemy has a posture value similar to this, and the point of posture is to kind of create a relevancy to enemies instead of them being able to be infinitely stunned, as it was before. Now it's based on this posture value. Once it's fully depleted, the enemy will be stunned for a certain amount of duration, and most enemies have invisible thresholds that will trigger mini stuns, while the full depletion of the posture will trigger a broken state of the enemies, where they'll just be stunned for a little bit longer and maybe take more damage. And here's what it looks like. Oh, and I forgot to mention, enemies now drop items. Mostly cones and XP, but who knows, they might drop a bazooka 3000 Type-C port charger Air Pro Max. That's it for today. I've been very busy due to personal reasons, so I barely had time to work on this project, but I tried to sneak in a few hours, here and there in my free time. So if you guys enjoyed this video or are enjoying seeing this project come to life, a subscribe will be deeply appreciated. And I'll see you guys on the next one.